Why do you like Titanic?
Speculator can always be beset by a unfathomable event, a constellation of unpredictable and unforeseen events that leads to a disaster that seemingly was impossible, and it's always important to keep this in mind. And take risks in order to have high rewards, and for 20 years I did have very high rewards. I made about 30% a year for my customers and myself over a 20-year period. Some people felt I had one of the best track records in the history of speculation, and I was...
How much did you lose?
Mine. Gone with the wind. Gone with a bad speculation. All gone.
I'm gonna come and give it back.
Gone. Nothing left. No, my father never bought a stock in his life. He never had money to buy stock. But my grandfather was quite a speculator and had a lot of different theories and ideas about the market. But he lost everything on margin in 1929, sort of the same way that I did in 1997. So they have an expression in America, from shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations. So I started out poor, and then became wealthy, and then I became poor again. Well, the value is seriously depleted because I've had to sell a lot of my books to meet my debts. Here we go back to the great days where the yen was king, and I was a strong speculator, and the yen up more than in the past week. The yen is up more than 100. The effect of the yen being up more than 100 and the stock market being up more than 500, and we look at the effect on the U.S. stock market, and the great days of old are there, and this is a very bullish event. On average, stock market goes up 20 Dow. This picture shows me visiting George Soros's house, and there's George Soros in the background. I'm sure you have a front view of him in your series, and you don't show him in a bikini. And the waves at the end of August, when we tend to visit him, are very high. He was saying, "Look at those waves, stay out, they're too big for you." I said to Soros, "Well, that's the job of the speculator, to stand in the way of the big waves, and that's the speculator's job. I can handle these big waves." Well, he was right. He told me that that's your big problem. You don't know when to stand away when the big waves are coming, and he was right. So 2 years later, that's why you're here. I've become a speculator that did not stay away from big waves. So you're... Well, oh yeah, I was going to show you one thing here.
Yeah.
That this one piece of silver remains. And this is the name of my new company, the Manchester Cup, because I've sold 2,000 pieces of silver, and this is the one that remains. When I start over, I'm gonna call it the Manchester Company in honor of this one piece that I have left.
How much did you lose?
a staggering amount that's too horrible to tell, but less than 100 million and well over 1 million. As they say in the U.S., somewhere between 7 and 9 figures.
I don't think you remember well, but what was your position that time?
You don't think I remember well? I remember everything. A very clever question.
When did you feel that you lost the battle, October 27th?
That I lost the whole thing? The morning of October 28th.
What time?
About 7:30 in the morning of October 28th.
When you are informed or when you found something?
Next question. I'll be better able to answer that in 3 or 4 years.
And what happened?
Titanic.